When Dennis was first diagnosed with cancer, he was living in Saskatchewan.
So when I was about 27 years old, I experienced rectal bleeding. And then, not knowing anything about anything, I figured, well, it doesn't hurt, it must be fine. So I probably bled for, I don't know. I mean, it could have been 6 months. I don't even know. I was newlywed, had been married for about 6 months, and was living in Regina, not my home. And something was happening inside me, and I had no idea what it was.
Ultimately, Dennis sought medical attention, and it was discovered he had a mass on his large intestine.
And we cried.
While initially he was told he would have a colostomy bag for the rest of his life and would be rendered impotent, Dennis and his wife sought a second opinion. The second surgeon gave Dennis a different solution.
But you know what? Here's what I can tell you. None of this plumbing is growing back. I'm going to do my best to make sure that when I do this surgery, when we're done, you're going to be pretty much the same as you were when we started. I'm not planning on making any permanent reroutes. I'm not planning on pulling any nerves out. I'm planning on making sure that you, in your late 20s, are going to be okay.
Dennis and his wife went on to have 3 children and moved back to Manitoba. Then, in 2007, during routine testing, another mass was found. Dennis made the decision to have his entire large intestine removed at St. Boniface Hospital. His most significant memory after the operation was a visit from his surgeon, Dr. Cliff Yaffe.
I was so depressed, like I said this about day 8. And I'm walking through the halls, and he didn't see me every day. He would come by every few days, or at least he didn't see me when I was awake every day. And I just remember the day, like he was there in the hospital, and I said, "Oh, Doc, this is just awful." And he puts his hand on my shoulder and says, "It's gonna be okay." And it's weird because it wasn't medical. It was nothing but a guy who put his hand on my shoulder and said it was gonna be okay. And it's interesting that now, 5 years later, that's one of the most significant things that I remember from being in the hospital. You can't underestimate the value of all these small things. There's all these doctors with all this specialized training. I got this surgeon with 30 years of experience, and he's an expert at all kinds of things. And yeah, he did a great job, and he opened me up and put me back together again, but the thing that I remember most was him putting his hand on my shoulder and telling me everything was gonna be okay.